What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Look, man, I get tired of this myself. This GOAT thing I do. People want to talk about it, but it's tiresome because I know that it's not a real, authentic thing. It's media manufactured. And as I've said before, this whole GOAT debate was stolen by LeBron, stolen by the media, stolen by Clutch Sports from social media from 10 to 15 years ago. I guess really now 15 years ago, when the original GOAT debate was between Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And then before that, Michael Jordan versus Kareem or Michael versus Wilt, which was the prevailing argument 20 years ago beyond. Now they want to act like Kareem and Wilt weren't even part of the discussion. But anyway, Scottie Pippen's comments on Patrick Bet David's podcast, the YouTube channel is called, I think, Valuetainment, reignited debate surrounding basketball greatness as a six-time NBA champion declared himself ahead of LeBron James from a team perspective. While Pippen acknowledged his reliance on Michael Jordan to achieve those championships, he argued that his team's success places him above LeBron James, whose career has been marked by more individual accolades and changes in teams in pursuit of championships. So Patrick Bet David asked Scottie, when you say you're the greatest of all time in the GOAT debate, that's still saying that you're ahead of Michael. So your position is still in the game of NBA, you're the greatest of all time all around. Scottie Pippen said, I'm speaking from a team standpoint, basketball as a team standpoint. So Patrick Bet David said, would you put yourself ahead of LeBron as a team standout? Scottie said, my success as a team is more successful than LeBron. I got 6 rings. So Patrick Bet David said, if I speak from an NBA standpoint owner and I want to find an all-around player to be my number one, you think the average owner is going to pick you or LeBron? So Scottie said, I don't know. You want individual accolades or you want championships? Because I didn't chase mine. Patrick Bet Davis said, that's an argument that LeBron went to Miami. He went back to Cleveland to win with Kyrie and went to LA to win with Anthony Davis. Michael never had teammates like that, and you had Michael as a teammate. But in this specific context, Scottie, I think this is very important because I'm really trying to understand your position is specific with you against Michael. You're still saying Michael's the greatest of all time, but maybe you're saying you're the greatest teammate of all time. Would that be a better way of qualifying it? So Scottie said, I would say if you want to say it that way, but again, team sports to me, there's no GOAT. There's great teams, but as an individual, you got to go to individual sports. And I've heard Scottie say that before, right? That he kind of shies away from the GOAT conversation, but then again, he contradicted himself in the interview with David. What is it? I'll be forgetting his name all the time. Is it Patrick Bell David? Yeah, Patrick Bet David. But he said in the interview with him that if anything, Magic would be his GOAT. So there's still something there between Scottie and Mike, you know. But it's interesting, though, you hear the shot at LeBron that he chased championships. And so if you have a guy like Scottie Pippen saying this, right, who, when you listen to the interview, was trying to be very diplomatic for the most part with critiques, what do you think all these guys are saying behind closed doors about LeBron? See, right now, LeBron is still pretty much in the apex of his power as far as The league's still catering to this guy at age 40. Clutch Sports, being as powerful as they are, influential, I should say, at the very least. ESPN, aka BSPN, still kisses his butt. Same with Fox Sports to a slightly lesser extent. You still have the same hacks within sports media that kisses this guy's ass every day, every week. You don't really hear people. I'm not saying people need to just go around criticizing him, but all the time just be doing it. But my goodness, when you listen to us talking on social media, if we do something, we're always criticizing LeBron. It's because, man, there needs to be some type of balance because it's tiresome to watch a game with the Lakers. And LeBron's had a bad habit of doing this since he's become a member of the Lakers. You see him not playing defense. And I just heard a video earlier today with Sports and Fitness Rants talking about this. Shout out to Sports and Fitness Rants. If you guys haven't subscribed to his podcast and channel, please subscribe to his channel. He was talking about this, how LeBron has a really bad habit now, not even remotely, on most occasions, 85% of the time, not even really playing defense. And it's no coincidence that the Lakers, ever since the bubble at least, have sort of been one of the lower tier teams when it comes to defense, and he's part of the problem. You see that interesting statistic came out the other day, the interesting stat that showed that the Lakers have the worst plus minus in the NBA in the fourth quarter. Well, that's part of the problem. But that makes sense because oftentimes in the fourth quarter, you know who was stat padding, not playing for the team concept, hurting the team. And that's partially why the Lakers, even though they have a winning record, is very deceptive because virtually all the teams they've beaten have been cellar dwellers or teams that are, going through a terrible stretch as far as injuries, whatever the case may be. Now, would I play Scottie Pippen ahead of LeBron James? I couldn't do that. Not from an individual standpoint. LeBron James has just accomplished way too much for me to even take that into a serious comparison. And that's not a knock on Scottie Pippen. I believe Scottie Pippen is a top 75 player, but I think LeBron James is a top 10 all-time player. And I know there's people that subscribe to me don't even think he's that, but I give him that. He's a top 10 all-time player. I used to have him in my top 5, but I think Dreamers Pro said this too, and I agree with him. A lot of LeBron James' shenanigans over the last couple of years, plus my suspicion about certain things with him, I have to penalize him on that. So, I mean, me personally, like he gives a crap, but I don't have him in my top 5 anymore. But I still have him top 10. But I do agree with this with Scottie Pippen. If I were a GM and I were trying to build a team, a championship team, and I had a choice between a 30-year-old LeBron James and let's say a 25-year-old Scottie Pippen, I probably would go with Scottie Pippen because I know that if I'm getting LeBron James, I am getting a generational talent, but I'm also getting a guy that's a tremendous diva. And I have to pretty much build a team to coexist around him for it to be successful. And some people say maybe it's worth it, but I don't want to have to invest so much in one guy who may snake me when the opportunity presents itself and bail. You know what I'm saying? Whereas with Scottie Pippen, he would be an important cog. Maybe not the greatest player of that team, but definitely one of the top 2 players in me as far as building a championship team. And we know we're going to get effort on both ends of the floor. And he's just, to me, a great all-around player, and he's not selfish. Scottie is just the ultimate player, in my opinion, when he was in his prime. I would much rather, if I was building a team, I would rather have Scottie Pippen. And that flexibility is part of the reason why he won 6 NBA championships. And like she said, he didn't have to go around chasing it like you know who. But anyway, that's all I had to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.